Just look at how bizarre Manchester United's situation is, guys. Rio Ferdinand said everything they need to hear.
Confidence, I don't know, being used to playing a consistent style, whoever comes in needs to bring them together. Build the confidence by grinding out the results. Of course, we want to play good football, but you've got to find a way to do that. Once you've done that, hard work, attitude and application. Yeah, he's right, but who is the guy, man? This is the big thing now. They're going to sack the manager middle of the season. He was 5th in the league. I think there's a lot of people looking at it and going, what, maybe was it a rushed situation, a decision that's been made, a reaction to a situation? Could that have been resolved? Could it have been worked upon to be resolved? Did Amrin even want to make it a workable relationship? The way that he approached the last couple of press conferences suggests that he maybe wanted out, and the club are forced to do what they've done. But it's a very difficult situation now. A Man United playing style is what I keep hearing people talk about. But with these players, with the way that they've been playing right now, is that feasible? Is that doable right now? Do you just have to say, let's get to the end of the season and plan a way just to get results? If someone like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer comes in, who's renowned for playing counter-attack football at times, is that what we want to go to? Is that what we want to do? Because I feel with the team that we have, we probably could get results like that. But then, again, we're back to square one. We're back to where it was when Ruben Amorim came in. We've got to start a new style of football. A lot of unanswered questions now need to be answered by the next appointment. It's going to be tricky, but we're also going to have one to the end of the season. And then the big decision comes again after that. Who do we go and get in the summer? And that's looking too far ahead. I think 100% what we do need is the guys come back from the African nations. I mean, two of the guys, attacking players, important players are coming back now. Ahmad and Mbumo definitely going to come back. So that's good. And that gives us more options. But again, what formation are we going to play? We're going to play a 4-2-3-1, are we going to play a 4-3-3? These things here are all to be discussed and decided, and I think it's like the players have looked more comfortable when playing a 4 at the back. But again, I think, listen, at the end of the day, we've got a team of players who you look at and go, there needs to be fire in the belly. There needs to be organisation. That comes from the manager as well. The manager's got to set them up to play that's going to be best for them. He's got to organise it. He's got to get some confidence built, like Dan Fletcher said. How do you do that? You need games. You need time on a training pitch.
Then it was Brighton. I guess you could say the Seagulls were following the trawler.
Mm-hmm.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. I mean, this is that. What is going on with Manchester United? As Martin says, no player welfare argument in this particular season. United have only 17 matches remaining in this season that will contain only 40 games. Their shortest since 1914-15.
Yeah, well, that's the byproduct of their lack of attainment on the field, isn't it? I mean, the bottom line is they've been poor again this season. There's been green shoots of revival in terms of we saw them coming back up the table. I don't see them breaking into the top 4, despite the protestations that Darren Fletcher makes about the idea that that's their cups this season, getting into the top 4. I'll be curious to see who he thinks is going to drop out, because Villa are 11 points in front of Manchester United, and Liverpool regained some poise. Look, I think it's a poor version of Man United. It's the sort of 1970s Jimmy Greenhoff, Brian Greenhoff, Stuart Pearson sort of era, Sammy McAvoy sort of era, where they're just treading water. They're not operating at the level that one assumes that Man United are capable of and spent towards. And they've got to change direction again with another manager. You know, how they do that, there's normally a bounce. And there's normally a bounce when a new manager comes in. You've got the Ruud van Nistelrooy bounce last year that got him the job at Leicester. You've seen positions when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer went in there and was what I called the unavoidable mistake at the time when they beat PSG in that Champions League game. But they've had no bounce as a result of Darren Fletcher going in there, because the players aren't capable of it. It doesn't matter about systems. This is what Amorim was saying, systems, schmistems. You know, at the end of the day, players have got to play. So you change the system away from this dreaded 3 at the back and take it to a 4. They're lucky to get a result at Burnley. They get beat by a very decent Brighton side. Let's not lose sight of the fact that Brighton are not slobs.
True.
So going up there. But in isolation, this is a disaster of a season for Manchester United. I don't like to catastrophise things and turn things into chaotic language that we like to use for the moment. But this was a rebuild season. You've now lost a manager that you've wasted a year with because he can't deal with the ramifications of the situation he finds himself in. You've now got knocked out of the League Cup by a minnow. You're now out of the FA Cup. You've got nothing to play for this season, really, besides a degree of face saving, and you're a mile off and rudderless.
And we await the appointment of the next interim to replace the interim.
Well, you know that.
So is Michael Carrick a step up on Ole? if it ends up that way?
I don't know. My understanding is Michael Carrick doesn't particularly want to be a manager; he wants to be a number two, a coach. So I'm assuming this is only ever going to be an interim and not necessarily a full-time employment. He does a decent job at Middlesbrough. He was a bit unlucky there, wasn't he? I mean, look, I think it lacks vision. The Ole Gunnar, put aside my bias towards Ole Gunnar Solskjaer not being good enough, and look at it from the optics of, and I hate that expression, but just do it for the time being, of taking somebody back that you binned. It shows no innovation. And now the fact that they've lost Amorim shows a different side of the coin. But to bring somebody back that was deemed not good enough, that you paid £10 million to shuffle out the door as a broken man, and you can't even think of someone new to get you past the hump of holding it together while you make a more considered decision, shows a lack of, not so much introspection, but a lack of innovation. Of the two, I would probably, and people won't be surprised to hear, I'd probably go with Carrick. I would have got...
Why?
Because I think that Carrick is a fresh face. Ultimately at Man United, he wasn't given the job and shuffled out the door like he was, like a broken man, like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was. But I mean, again, I make the point. I know this will never happen because Man United have gone all corporates. But I would have put someone like Roy Keane in to shake it up. But then I suppose that's like suggesting you put Liam Gallagher as a front man to take that. It doesn't work, does it? Not going to happen because Keane will go in and cause mayhem, I suspect. But it needs a bit of that. It needs a bit of, not so much navel gazing, it needs a bit of livening up in there because there's too much going on behind the scenes and too many people getting away with doing too little.